brought to you by Penguin.
Pandora by Susan Stokes-Chapman, read by Olivia Vinall. But he that once embarks too surely finds a sullen sky, black storms and angry winds, cares, fears and anguish hovering on the coast, and wrecks of wretches by their folly lost. Samuel Garth, Dedication to Richard, Earl of Burlington, in translated edition of Ovid's Art of Love, 1709. Samson, The Scilly Isles, December 1798. He had not allowed for the weight, the cold he anticipated, the water's sluggish buoyancy. This, too, he considered. The darkness. The lantern does well enough, and his memory allows for shortfalls in sight, but the weight, this is something else altogether. The lantern itself is manageable. It is bound to his wrist with thick twine, affording movement in both hands, but it pulls down uncomfortably on his arm, and the salt water stings where the twine has already rubbed the skin. The ropes looped under each armpit, one for the salvage, one to raise him again, are cumbersome, but they help balance his body as he descends. The sinking weights, too, although bulky, can be endured. The problem is the harness. Strong tin plate, domed and airy around his head. Further down it constricts his torso like an unforgiving corset. On deck, it did not feel so heavy. Below the surface, however, the restrictive leather suit, the iron hoop skeleton that pinches meanly, together with the pressure of water and the winter currents, he will demand more money once the job is done. Luck has been with him so far this night. The sky's inky cradle is starred, the moon full and fat. During the storm, he took careful note of his surroundings. The ship finally succumbed on the shoals of two small islands separated by an isthmus, their inlands pitted with stone ruins. In the moonlight, these ruins shone white, a beacon for their small sailboat, and despite the December squalls, the ship's starboard beam end is still visible above the waves. No, the wreck was not difficult to find. So why is it he feels he has been led here? Thankfully, the ship rests in the shallows. He has not used this apparatus before, and will not venture any deeper than he must. 20 feet below the surface. No danger there, he tells himself. And he knows exactly where to look. Under careful instruction, the object he seeks was safely hidden within the starboard bow, away from the other shipments tightly packed in the hold, but the ship broke apart in the storm. He hopes his luck stays true, that the crate has not strayed too far along the seabed, that no one else has managed to retrieve it. The icy water needles his legs and arms. Cocooned in the heavy suit, he descends further, breathing with effort, tasting the sharp taint of metal. The air pipes leading from the harness to the surface are long, and he imagines them stretching behind him like a hangman's rope. He holds the lantern in front of his body, looks through the eyeglass of the harness dome, relieved to see the shadow of the ship's ribs. Down he goes then, searching, squinting into the murk. He thinks he hears a sound below him, something low and plaintive. He tilts his head, feels his ears pop, continues on. His feet land, beneath them, shifting grit. He angles his head and tries to look down, but carefully. Too sudden a movement, he was warned, and the water will seep through the harness. Slowly, yes, slowly. There, the corner of something. Using the ball of his foot, he pushes himself off, back into the current. Then he sinks again, making contact with the seabed, raising the lantern to eye level. 6 feet or so from the ship's remains, he just makes out the dark corners of a crate. The blood pulses loudly in his ears. This is it, he is sure. He edges slowly forward, puts one leg in front of him, then another, his feet dragging through the water. He jumps as something brushes against his shins, and lowering the lantern, he watches seaweed dance around his calves.
Sample complete.
Ready to continue?